So going to now. Hello, hello, hello. Right. Okay, this is the Fasttrack FBA weekly YouTube and Facebook Live. If you are joining me, then do drop the questions down. This is something that I run pretty much every single week just to help you guys out in your businesses. Give me 2 seconds. What I'm just going to do is just quickly adjust my camera. And also as well, I do have to just send one quick message. Someone, because I told them the wrong time in Mexico. It's actually 10 a.m. Rather than it's at 9 a.m. rather than 10 a.m. because the clocks have gone back here. Just a nightmare. So, hey, I am live now, 9 a.m. Cool. Okay, cool. So I can see that I'm live. If you guys have got questions, or just let me know down below. Honestly, I really do these to really help you out. So let me get this camera setting right. There we go. I think we're pretty good. That's fine. I'll give you a little bit of update on my business. Obviously, October is finished. We're now into Q4. We had a goal of trying to achieve. We're trying to do 1 million in the Q4 period this year, and I think our budgets are going to be. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. I think it's 250,000 in October, 350,000 in November, and then 450,000 in December. And I think we'll probably tweak that. So we're really looking for December to be a big one. And if you want to know, October has just finished. So I can't really do this month because we've done nothing for this month. Can I do last 12 months? And if you want to know, I'm going to click on that there. Will it work? Yeah, you can kind of see. So like product sales just come through. We've gone. Will it go? Will it go? Come on. You get it? Nope. Don't want to click on that. Unhide that. I don't know if it's going to get 299,000. Yeah, 299,200 pounds in the last month. So just, and I mean just shy. We were like 800 pounds shy of 300,000 pounds. So super happy with that one. And if I'll show you a beautiful. Everyone loves it. Oh my God, I don't know if I can get it back. I'm really bad at this. Product sales. Oh yeah, there you go. Found it. Sorry. I'll show you. If you've got questions, drop me questions down below. But I'm just giving an update on my thing while people join. So any questions you've got, I am here to help. So it's really not about me. It's about helping you guys out in your businesses. So just drop me a hi where you're calling from and down below. But if I just show you where we're at the moment, I'm just trying to load up my graphs. Everyone loves a good graph. There we go. We're going up. So up, and you can see the last month really good. That was just literally 800 pounds shy of 300,000 in 1 month. Super happy with that. So let's kind of go through. Lewis, smiley face, big smiley face. Back to you. Adam has dropped in a hi, Thomas. Say hi, Adam. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. I'm here to help. I'm here to answer your questions rather than talk about my business. You hear about my business all the time, like YouTube. But if you want to ask me anything about my business, you can. October's just finished. Really happy with that. Do drop your questions down below. So October's just finished. We've had a really good month. Really happy. We had a big problem with the UK, with the USA. I'll release a YouTube video. Big problem. 2 big problems actually. One way bigger than the other, but it'll be some interesting content, and I'll share what we've learned and what we're doing after that. But let's kind of jump in. Amazon loan. So Adam's asking about Amazon loan. Who is responsible for not paying it back, me or the company? Can Amazon come after me if the company's asset are not enough? So I'm not a lawyer. I have read it, and we've just accepted another loan, $250,000, and it says on the loan agreement that the company. So it says about the business. I can't remember where it exactly says it. Like you'll see it on the thing. So quick thing is, when we did this for a YouTube video, is number one, what's the process if you don't pay it back? So obviously what happens is you take the loan. What it does is Amazon take the loan out of the disbursement before you get it. Now, if the disbursement is not enough to cover the cost of the loan, what does Amazon state it can do? Well, it can take control of your stock within Amazon's warehouses, and they can sell it at the price that they choose to recover their funds. So just be mindful of that. So that's what's happening if you don't pay it back. Now, as far as I'm aware, and reading through terms and conditions, and again, I'm not a lawyer, you need to get it checked yourself, is that it's only the company is liable, but there is an exception. Within the loan terms and conditions, you state that you are not going to use this loan to pay off any other debt obligations. Now, let's say, for example, if you would loan yourself money personally to the business, then you took a loan and then you took your personal money back out of the business, well, you could imply that you have then paid off your debt obligation to yourself, which goes directly against the loan. And as a director of the company, you've now made yourself personally liable. So in theory, if you've done everything, i.e., Amazon is the loan, you can't pay back the loan, then you should be fine, i.e. they only go after the business assets. They'll go after the stock in Amazon's warehouses first, and then obviously I think Amazon will assess it whether they take up legal proceedings against you and your assets. Now, generally speaking, and we know this from experience, is that Amazon won't increase the loan size unless your assets are, we had it whereby we went from we were doing 100,000 one month and then got 100,000 loan, and then the next month we did 200,000 in revenue, but still only got like 131,000 pound loan and a second offer. So we doubled our revenue, but our loan offer didn't go up. And what we noticed was that the cash value in Amazon was actually reduced down quite dramatically. So I think the question is they do look at not only revenue, but also physical stock holding within Amazon's warehouses for this very reason, that if you can't pay that, they'll come after your assets. So two things. Number one, should be fine. It is the company, but just don't repay any loans or take money from the loan. A lot of people now, if Amazon are going to give you a loan, what are you going to do? And they're like, I'll buy a house or do a thing. You can't do that. You can only use Amazon loans for your Amazon business, using it to buy stock and do what you do. You cannot take money out. If you do that, you are opening yourself up for personal liability, which means Amazon can come after you. So just be very, very careful of that. So, and then number two, suspensions. Is it true that Amazon will sell my inventory and reduce the claim according to the work? Yes. Yeah. There is no protection if you get an Amazon loan, or if you don't have an Amazon loan, there is no reduction in how likely they are to suspend you. No, you can still get suspended. But I do just want to share something with you. Is if you look over the long term of Amazon, go back 5 years and look at today, you are more likely to be suspended 5 years ago than you are now. Generally, suspensions in Amazon are becoming less and less and less. They're working with you a lot more as sellers. So the likelihood of you getting suspended and the ease at which you can get yourself unsuspended is a lot easier now than it was 5 years ago. So, and that's only going to continue. So I think you shouldn't really be a problem. Again, don't do dangerous stuff. Look after your account health and you should be fine. So Adam, let me know down in the comments if that is helpful. Let's just kind of jump through some questions. They're coming in now. So thank you guys. I will do them. So Harminder mentioned, Tom, I've been looking to outsource more tasks, decided to outsource 50% of my prep. I was going to hire a VA from you, but then decided to purchase 3 months worth of leads and Fasttrack FBA. Fantastic. Cool. VA or leads, not a problem at the end of the day. You're looking for deals. And you might be like, actually leads right now is more beneficial because you're going to get a stock in time for Christmas, so a VA takes time. You can still hire a VA now. But again, I'd always just be mindful of never make a decision for right now, always make a decision for the long term. Where you want to be in 6 months, 1 year, you should be making decisions for that. It's a long term. A VA is a long-term investment. So definitely you could do leads right now, grow your Christmas revenue, and then just hire a VA next month. But cool, outsourcing 50% your prep, fantastic. I think that's a good idea, especially coming to Q4. It just means you can start shipping there. They can do it. You don't have to worry. So sounds good. Well done. And continue to do that. And I think the interesting thing you'll find is that you'll have more time. And once you have more time, you can make better decisions. And that's really going to free up. So that's good. Great work. Let me know if that's been helpful. If there's anything I can help you with, maybe I'm not reading the question right. So Magic Gem has come in. Thank you. Hi, coming from Turkey. I'm an FBA seller for 3 months now. Usually after I buy a product, by the time it's listed, the product tanks. How long should I wait before I get rid of the product? Super interesting question. 2 things I'll share with you. Number one, never ever look at a single product in isolation. Always look at your products as a collective. So what do I mean by that? I mean, every week we record the ROI we're selling our products at, so we can track that ROI over time. Why do I say that? Well, you're going to buy you should always look at 10 products. So I give an example. You buy 10 different products, Lego, boots, Lego, something else. One is going to do really well. Wow, that's amazing. I wish I had more of them. You probably find 5 will do or 6 will do as expected, 30% ROI, happy days. You're going to get 2 which are going to be, this math won't add up by the way. You're going to get 2 which are going to be they're just not good. But you're gonna make your money back. You're not gonna make any profit on them, and then one of them you're gonna lose money on. So because the market's crashed, too many people bought it. And what you should be looking at is the whole collective 10, because overall you're going to be up, but you're always going to have winners and losers within that kind of ecosystem. So long story for you is, number one, never look at one in isolation. Also look at it from what you can learn. Am I seeing a pattern of, when I buy these types of products, maybe from this supplier, Playmobil, they're going to have sale on. When it's a Playmobil sale, everyone's going to get it. Whatever ROI looking at, like, it's going to crash. So if it says 30% ROI now, expect 10. It's probably honest. But then also as well, expect that the price is going to crash. But also as well, if I'm going to have a lot of stock, I need to get it sold. Like, maybe if something's like 50% ROI, but the sales aren't that great on Playmobil, don't buy it. Why? Because everyone else is going to be buying it. That 50% ROI is going to go down to 10. And now you're going to have a product whereby it's selling like 5 a month, but you've got 5 in stock, 50 other people have got 5. Now you've got 5 years worth of supply on a Playmobil product that no one's ever going to buy. You're going to lose money. So what can you learn from it? That's important. There is another interesting, I think, look at my October update video. I think of my October update video, like what I did in October. Just go back through my videos. There's a really interesting thing I talked about, like, maybe it's like my new strategy video. I talked about 30% ROI versus 20% ROI, and also as well, how by decreasing the ROI but increasing the time you can flip it, you can actually make more money. So it kind of helps to understand. Long story short is, I don't know how long you can wait. And again, for you, it's about money. So if I put it this way, as a general metric in your business, money doesn't make profit. Stock makes profits. So if you've got lots of money in the bank and not much stock, I'd probably wait longer, because you can keep buying stock and doing it all. But if you're really struggling for cash and you've got lots of stock in Amazon, then you probably want to get it cleared down. At the end of the day, what you want to do is converting as much of that cash into stock. Once you've got all your stock in, all your money in stock, then is okay about, okay, cool, maybe I shouldn't wait so long, I should try and clear it down a bit more. So cycling the money is an important part. So I hope that makes sense. Magic Gem, let me know down below. Magic Gem said again, second question is about Keeper. How can I reverse source a special category without using the obvious programs? Thanks in advance. Find the category on Keeper, get a list of the ASINs. You can do that. You go into Keeper itself, not on the Keeper thing. Go to keeper.com, go to the category. You can do like category tree. You can do like Keeper thought, like find, and then it goes search categories. And then, like, say for example, you want like health and beauty, like lipsticks. So you click on the lipsticks, and then you can add in filters like remove where Amazon's on the listing, remove where there's one seller. You can sort it by rank order. And then you can get a list of all those products, ASINs, which meet your criteria for that subcategory. And then what you can do is then go and load the ASIN up and reverse source it. So I think that should answer that question. Let me know in the comments down below if that's going to be helpful. But it's good technique and good question. Lewis has come back. I've just received an EC declaration of conformity request from Amazon for the PJ Masks brands that happened after creating the listing essential. I can't see to find online. Two things. My understanding of the way it works is Amazon's looking for that document from one of all the sellers on the listing. So what you might find is it could drop off because someone else has submitted. Number two is I would email the manufacturer, I'd email your supplier, and I'd continue looking online. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get them. That's a fact, but it can go like they can go because someone else provides them. So like I think right now, today's stats, we had like 5 declaration of conformity requests. 3 weeks ago it was 10, and I know we probably haven't submitted 5 in that time. But just have a look around, contact suppliers, do what you can do, ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask, even if the manufacturer is like, hey, we need this, that's cool. But I think other people can do it as well. So we'll go from there. But I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments down below if that's been helpful. You've said what are the next steps. I think I've explained that. And do I request a refund from the supplier, the entertainer, as I may not be able to sell this? You can request a refund from the supplier if you want to. 2 things. Just be like, some of the bigger arbitrage sellers don't do refunds from suppliers. Like, they'll just take the hit. And the reason is if you have too many refunds from your suppliers because of things like this, they may stop supplying to you. So you just be mindful. Like, it's up to you. If it's like, if a couple of items you will return it back, cool. You know, I've done it sometimes, but it's up to you really. I think the real question is how big a refund are you asking for? Is it a lot of effort? And also, do you think the supplier is going to get annoyed with you and then potentially stop selling to you? Just going to open a window over here. So just be mindful of that. It's going to get hot. There you go, window open. Cool. So yeah, and I think, look, long story short, is sometimes, and we still do it to this day, but don't go too crazy because they can and will block you. And the last thing you want to do is lose the entertainment supplier if they're giving you good deals. So interesting, you might be able to sell it. You might be able to get it shipped in and sold before the date of the thing. So have a look at those things. So Amazon do give you a couple, like 30 days, I think, so check the date. It's up to you. It's really up to you. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. So I'm here to help you out. And I think today's like a bit weird because it makes your city times change. So got a question. Adam says thank you. It was super helpful. That's great. Honestly, glad I could help you, Adam. So I'm really sorry. I don't know if I can pronounce your name. Umas Ali Sajad. Hi, does Amazon accept retail receipts? I have a new account. How can I start OA? I've started wholesale FBA on it. So OA, wholesale, retail arbitrage, it's all the same. You're just buying stock. It's where you're buying it from. The distribution model is different. Now, does Amazon accept retail receipts? You got to ask like what for. So long story short is I would look. You get two types of receipts. I don't know where I put them. Oh no, here. Cool. So let's say for example, like I went, you get like these, like the paper ones. Now, if your paper receipt is very clearly defined, like who it is, what the product is, like let's say for example here, this is actually quite a good one. On here, you can probably just see like I brought a ScanDisk flash drive. See if I can get it to focus. There we go, it's coming back to me. So I brought like a ScanDisk flash drive. Now that is there, I think it's got the barcode on there. It shows how much I paid in Mexican pesos. Now that's quite good because it is, it's the supplier, it's the date, it's got the actual product on there. Generally, that's going to be fine. If someone comes back to you going, like maybe what you bought is a fake, and I'm not guaranteeing, again, it's up to Amazon, but it's itemized, it makes it really clear, it's got like the barcode on there, it's got the supplier, everything. Also as well, the supplier is not like Tom Tucker's corner shop. It's actually like a big supplier in Mexico. It's a big supplier. That's fine. But if you have like a paper receipt where it's a bit more like, like this, that's a card receipt, but it's like electronics, £2, something else, like that isn't going to be good enough because it's not itemized and it just doesn't look legit. So like if you're doing retail arbitrage, retail receipts, you've got to be very careful. Now, generally speaking, if you're doing online arbitrage, and I know you talked about that as well, you've got to be going, like even when you buy, they're going to send you an email to confirm that isn't a receipt. You have to go then back to them again and say, hi, thanks so much. Can we have an invoice, please? Now that'll be a PDF document or a thing, which you then have to save as a PDF. And that'll be a proper headed who you are, who the supplier is, the supplier address, your address, the product, everything, how much purchase, VAT, for example, taxes paid. That's the thing you're looking for. So that's what you're gonna need. Now, again, does that mean it's gonna solve all problems? No. Is it gonna get you ungated? No. But if someone comes back to you and says like you sold a fake, that will probably protect you because you've got a legitimate invoice from, again, a well-known supplier, not Tom's corner shop. And also as well, like if they said maybe so you can help with IP complaints. So I hope that makes sense. That's what we're really looking at. And the idea is just you've got to get the official receipts. You've got to ask yourself, like, does it look official? It's a lot harder with this kind of receipt than it is with like a PDF. So just be mindful of that. Even like with that, you might struggle sometimes because it's just a bit of paper. So I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments down below if that helps. So Lewis said, would you suggest sending stock in? You can do. I think I've answered that and you come back and say, great. That's cool. Happy. Adam's come back. HMRC sent me a letter. If I have used a service such as a courier or freight forwarder to move goods, your goods, you should have agreement with them who will make a declaration. I don't know about this letter. Okay, so when you're talking about freight forwarders, freight forwarders is international trade. Yeah, it's about international trade. So that's about, have you done importing and exporting? And you've talked here, I've purchased goods from iHermia Pharma. They've always charged me VAT, Hermes, but I do not know what to do. Should I contact Hermes? I would speak to your accountant, Adam. I'm not really 100%. You've got to be a bit careful because Hermes will charge you VAT on, the import. Yeah, I speak to your accountant, mate, honestly. Like, I don't really understand what the HMRC letter's asking, what it really wants to know. I haven't received it myself. We as a company, we don't do importing from other countries really, but we do have what's known as an EORI number, I think it is. Don't quote me. It's a trade number, so you can do importing, customs declarations. So even though we don't do it, we have it available. So HMRC might not ask the question because we've got that number, so they'll have the records. But I think for you is speak to your accountant and really try and understand what HMRC. Maybe actually a better one to do is put the HMRC letter into the Facebook group, Fasttrack FBA, and then we can obviously help you out and just kind of say, yeah, I think you're right there, or no, I know what that means. Right now it's a bit hard on what you're saying, so I don't really want to give you any wrong information. And then do you do customs declaration when buying something high? I think we do small volume, like everything's low volume. So my team kind of do it. We've had one or two, and my answer has been like, you need to fix the problem. So speak to whoever you need to speak to and get it done. So I don't really see many emails coming in because they do come to me, but that was probably like 4 months ago. Nothing recently. So I don't know if we don't do anything from that. So sorry, Adam, I couldn't help you, but let me know if that's helpful, and also put it in the group. That's going to help you more. Nathan has said, does selling products on Amazon better than doing MBA? What's MBA? Like an actual degree studying, or like? Okay, I'm just going to assume you mean like studying for a degree. They are different. An MBA is theoretical knowledge. Selling on Amazon is practical knowledge. You're actually doing it and you're learning trial by fire, should we say. Is it better? I don't know. My God, I could probably show you lots of sellers who are far more successful than MBA sellers. And I could show you lots of MBA people saying, oh, you come back, sorry. Merchant by Amazon. Okay, so sorry, 1 second here. Does selling products on Amazon better than doing merch by Amazon? Okay, merch by Amazon is like t-shirt printing. I don't know the answer. It's not my place. Like, it really isn't. I don't do both. I couldn't give you an honest opinion. Merch by Amazon's okay. I think, again, pick your battles. It's up to you. I met a guy in Vietnam who was doing like 4K net profit per month doing merch by Amazon. But my God, you're always going to find people who are doing well. I think the real question I would ask, if I was going to ask that question, is two things. First of all, we're trying to understand both business models. What I understand about that is doing fulfillment by Amazon, selling physical products eats cash. So that's going to be hard. But number two, merch by Amazon doesn't, it's design. So this is time, this is physical cash, and this scales with more cash, this scales with more time because you can make more designs. The other one which I'd probably look at is go into Facebook groups of all the groups. Like you can do something really cool. Go to the Facebook groups, go to the About Me page. It'll tell you when it's created, but then look for the engagement in the Facebook groups. And what you're looking for is number of posts per day. And I would look at the size of the group and then do a roughly how many people are commenting posts per day. And I would kind of add that up over the accumulation of all the groups across the different communities. So if you look at all the Amazon reselling communities and all the merch communities, and the reason why I say that is because what you're trying to do is trying to get a gauge of how active are these communities. Why? Because by estimating how active the communities are, you're probably going to get a good understanding of how many people in each of the different business models are going to be active. And if they're active, they're probably making money. So if you're finding that the merch community is like absolutely booming, so many people are talking about it every month, when you add up all the active engagements, all the posts, you're like, my God, there's like 10,000 posts every month going out in the groups. But in the normal Amazon groups, there's only like 1,000. This is a 10 times bigger marketplace. That means 10 times more people are doing it. So you'd be like, that looks like a good opportunity because it's working. So I would do that. I don't know how to make it. Personally, I do reselling on Amazon, buying goods. It eats a lot of cash. I'm happy with that. I quite like that. I see that as a barrier to entry. It means that once I become successful, it's going to stop other people doing it because they don't have the money that I do to do it because we've made it. So I hope that makes sense, Nathaniel. Let me know in the comments down below. But that's how I would approach the problem, but I don't know the answer. I'd also ask the question in the communities. I'd ask it in the merch communities, and I'd also ask in the Amazon communities, different groups. Hey, what do you think's better and why? See what people say. There's always going to be one person who's smashing it, but you're not looking at the always or the one person or the top thing. You're looking at the average person. If the average in one group is higher than the other, then you probably have a good answer that way you're going to be more successful. Let me know in the comments down below if that's helpful. Guys, if you've got questions, do ask me. I'm here to help. I've got an hour to spend with you. Enjoy my coffee as well. So good. Magic Gem has just said you're so helpful. Thank you, Magic Gem. Good. Bundling. What would that be a good solution against competition? Say, put together a mass selling 3 different products. Yeah, you can do bundling. You do what's known as unique bundles. So like you put together, I don't know, Tom's phone and Tom's pen, because you always need these 2 together. Then what you do is you add in Tom's special how to use a pen and phone information leaflet into the bundle. So that's now 3, and because it's got something unique to just me, only I can sell that bundle. So that's a unique listing. But the problem you're going to get is you then have to drive the listing sales. So you got to make sure that your swimwear, flip-flops, towel, and your unique product is going to help. I'm not hot at this. I don't do it at all. I'm only just aware of it. So if you're going to ask me, someone who does a lot of this, Natalie Cromie, Secret Wealth Project. She does Never Mind the Buy Box. They do, what are they called? I forgot the name of it. Elite Sellers Academy. They talk about this all the time. It's like $100 a month or something. But she does that. That's all she does. So bundles. So is an option. Have a look at that. They do it really well. We'll look at doing that in next year. Right now, we're not doing it. But it does work. It's a bit controversial, but you can do it, definitely. I'm not the hottest. Go join Secret Wealth Project, ask the question, and I think they'll all say yes. But again, pros and cons, it takes more effort. You've got to create a new listing. You've got to drive traffic to that listing. Anyone can create a listing. That's super simple. Creating a listing which sells, that's the hard point. So it's not as simple as maybe it sounds, and it does take effort. It does take knowledge. So sure, if you want to do that, try it. Magic Gen, I will get a new ASIN. Do I need to invest? And do I need to invest in ads, orders, increasing sales rank? No, you basically like whether, so if I understand you right, whether you put a bundle together, that is just a bundle, and to Amazon, whether it can be like 3 items or 1 item, it's still just a single ASIN. Your job is to drive traffic to that. Amazon doesn't care, like it really doesn't. If you can't drive the traffic to it and make it sell or rank on Amazon, not their loss. They make the money when you sell, and if you're just going to sit there and store it, that's their storage fee. So it's up to you to bundle them, put them together, pay for all that, put it into Amazon, and then get that ASIN or listing selling. That's the important point. Again, I'm not hot on it, but we did £300,000 in last month, and there's a reason why we don't sell bundles, because normal OA does work. But not to say bundles don't work, they do, and Natalie is a big believer in them. A lot of people that do. They are a lot more work up front, but they do actually make money. I never deny they do make money, but it's just work up front. It's a lot more upfront work. If you think it's going to be easy, it's not. It's a long-term game. All business is long-term games. So we've got here, that helped. Glad I could help you. Nathaniel's come back to merch by Amazon. Are there specific suppliers to get ungated? We've got here. If you want to look in the UK, Harrison's Direct is a really good one. In the USA, EE Distribution is another one. We've done a couple of videos in Fasttrack QA about getting ungated. Just be aware, there's 3 types of gating. Brand, i.e. you're gated in the brand, Lego. Category, i.e. you're gated in the category, toys and games. You can be gated in one or both at the same time. They're the 2 types of gating you get. The other 3rd type of gating is called an ASIN, or a specific product gating, and you cannot get ungated in that. Whatever you say, it will just say you are not eligible to sell this product or this product this time. That's it. There's no option to ungate. There's no option to do anything. So you are gated in the brand, the category, or a specific ASIN which you will not be able to sell in. I promise you that. So just be very mindful of that. You get things like brands can generally, you can go to like, one of the 2 distributors I just mentioned and buy 10 products, has the same 10 products, got to say 10 on the invoice. And that's fine. But sometimes it'll be like Apple, for example, and they'll be like, regardless of whether you've got 10 purchases, still won't happen. Amazon will need to get authorization from Apple directly. So that means Apple will need to speak to Amazon to say you can sell, which obviously is not going to happen. So that's still brand gating, but just be mindful of the fact that how you get over that brand gating will be slightly different. So there are 3 types of gating: brand, category, and then ASIN level, and how you do them can slightly change. But generally speaking, most of the time, the wholesaler, distributor, or manufacturer, you'll be fine. Can you please tell me if Amazon always asks for an invoice or only when a complaint is lodged? Only when a complaint is lodged. My God, they don't have enough manpower to ask everyone for invoices for everything. My team can't even get invoices for everything. That's how hard it is. So it's generally only when a complaint is lodged. So just be mindful of that. So that's it. Hopefully that answers your question. Nathaniel said, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. Fantastic, Nathaniel. Guys, if you've got questions, ask me down below. I am here to help, honestly. Or if you want me to talk about my business, I can. If I just kind of come through. Blaine, what barriers, risks do you see coming over the next few years for selling on Amazon OA wholesale? What's going to get harder? Okay, so long story short is selling on Amazon is getting easier and easier. More and more people are doing it. Obviously, there's like 1,001 course providers out there. It is becoming easier. The barriers, so more competition. We did a quick analysis, and again, I think this is with like Jungle Scout. We took the total third-party seller revenue, and then we divided it by the number of active seller accounts just in the US. So I think it was like 2019, the average selling revenue per seller was 600,000 US, and in the UK, and then again in 2020, it dropped down to 220,000 US. What does that mean? It means it's becoming more and more competitive. Why? Well, it's becoming more and more established, and we expect that. So yes, it's becoming more and more competitive because there's more competition, because the barrier to entry, i.e. how easy it is to get something on Amazon, so much easier. But the interesting couple of things is 5 years ago, selling on Amazon used to be like a good luck, like you could lose your account tomorrow, that could happen. Whereas now it's a lot less likely you're going to get suspended, or there'll be a much better escalation process up to suspension and account losing. So 5 years ago, it could be like, hi, happy days. Tomorrow you've lost your account, good luck, never again. Now they're a bit more like, it's a lot more relaxed and there's a lot more help and support. But what are the barriers we're seeing? Well, what you are seeing is that products, brands that you could used to sell, you can no longer sell, they're getting gated. And also as well, things like IP complaints are becoming more and more common. Well, we do see them, but the one thing which I'll say about IP complaints is, yes, there is a lot of danger around them. You do need to be careful. Intellectual property, brands are becoming more aware that everyone resells on Amazon, and they're being more protective over their intellectual property. They're being hotter on flagging people for them. But the very interesting thing is that 5 years ago, IP complaints were like the death of you. You had like 2 of them, good luck, you've just lost your account. Now there's a very big escalation process. You can really, you really see it, and Amazon's a lot more supportive with you and helping. And my God, like the way you get over them, like even now, Amazon tells you, you've had this problem, please tell us the things that you're going to do. I need to see the following. Even now, they're giving you a copy and paste bit of text that you send back to them to say, I agree, I did wrong, even if you didn't. So what does that mean? Amazon is working with you. So what are, general things you're seeing are that it's becoming more competitive. That's a risk. More categories, more brands are starting to limit the number of sellers. But if you can get in there now and get those brands on board, my God, you've just done really well. Amazon's still growing. Oh my God, last year is the biggest growth, year before that is the biggest growth, year before that biggest growth. Yes, it's challenging, but my God, you're riding a wave. You're riding a wave, and that wave is going up. And even if you don't do very well, even if you are not very good at this, you're just naturally on a wave. My God, you didn't have to do much. You're going to naturally do well. I show you my graph. There you go. Cool. Riding a wave. Done. You can see that sells up. By the way, that's £80,000 there. That's 300,000. So that's in 12 months. We've 400 times our revenue. Where are we going to be in the next 12 months? Are we going to be doing like 2 million a month? Get started. I didn't even have a course to sell you. I do. It's a free one. Try that. But yeah, really interesting. Great question that I really think. Hopefully that's, Blaine, let me know your thoughts down below. Is there anything specifically you were looking for? But that's my kind of thoughts from an overall. Olivia has mentioned, can you please share EE distribution? EE distribution, not E distribution. Let me just EE distribution. There you go. You can literally come up. EE distribution. Yeah, there you go. Wholesaler distribution action figures. They're the biggest ones. Everyone uses them. They do have like a $250 low minimum order value. So top tip for you is make sure that you're not just trying to get engaged in one product. Find lots of different categories, brands, buy those products, get them shipped. Top tip for you about when you're doing distributors getting ungated. Buy something not to make a profit, buy it to sell it to get your money back. Think about it this way. You're about to invest £250 or $250, $1,000 into some products which you're going to buy, you're going to ship to Amazon, you're going to sell as quickly as possible, and then you're going to get your $1,000 back. We are not looking to make money from this, and the reason is because generally speaking, all these distributors that everyone uses to engage, they're just not profitable. Because everyone knows about them. Like if everyone know about all the top deals from all the top stores, they'd never be profitable. So this isn't about making profit from these suppliers. This is about getting ungated. Why? Because once you're ungated, then you can go to all the other retailers and then you can buy the profitable products. So invest the $250, $1,000 today, buy the products which sell really well, and you can guarantee to get your price back. Not you're going to be making money. It's about turning that money quick so you can get it back out again to go buy more stock, which is then going to make you the money. Too many people get caught up finding, oh, I found a distributor, I found a product, but it's not going to make any money. I'm like, stop trying to make money. Most people pay like $500 to get ungated in this service. My God, you're doing it for free. You're doing it for free. So like, stop worrying about the profit. Just get the money back. I hope that makes sense. And Olivia, I know you're not saying that, but that's me having a rant. Sorry. Cool. Let's kind of go on. Let me know if that's helpful down in the comments. So freelance quill. Hi Tom, where can we subscribe for the deals? fasttrackfba.com/leads, or you can just go onto the website and do leads. We have US and UK. Leads, you have different packages. The fundamental thing about the way our lead service work is that when you buy tokens. And then you don't get a set number of deals per day, you buy tokens. And then what we do is every day, 7 days a week, all the team are sourcing and they'll put all the deals onto the web platform. What you then do is you look at the deals that you like, they have the keeper charts, everything you need to know, 90-day calculations, now calculations, your little calculator you can add in your prep fees. And then what you can do is you can just pick and choose the ones you like. Like I like the sales rank, I like the history, I like the profit on that one. That looks good. It's got a good selling rank. You've got the keeper charts on there, and they're interactive, so you can zoom in and do what you like. And then when you're happy, what you then do is you take your tokens and you unlock the deals, because we limit them to a certain number of people using the token system, and then you can see the supplier and the ASIN. Any problems, you literally log an issue like out of stock, for example, and you'll get a refund literally within seconds. So check it out, Fasttrack FBA/leads, or you can just go like the leads. It'll be like Fasttrack FBA website, top right, services, leads. So you can look at that for deals. Let's kind of go through. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Drink some coffee. Okay, thanks so much. I've been trying to join your Fasttrack FBA to ask questions, but I'm not able. I do not know why. I've tried many times. Okay, I don't know. I don't do the accepting. We have a couple of things that we do, like we limit, like if your account is brand new, we don't let you in because statistically speaking, we've had too many people who've just been spamming, like they created an account yesterday and it comes in. So I'd just say try again and go from there. But obviously you've got the YouTube, you've got lots of channels, lots of value we add there. So definitely ask away. But hey, thank you. Cool. Can we totally automate an FBS for busy guys, or we have to quit our jobs to work full time? No, you can't totally automate the business at the end of the day. It's going to fail. I'd probably like to think I automate mine really well. We do 300,000 last month. We're on like last 12 months. So last 11 months, we've done 1.5 million pounds. You can probably just see it like up there, 1.5 million. I run that in about an hour and a half a week. I have a team of like 12 who run that. Purchasing, operations, sourcing, admin. And I'd probably say I need like an hour and a half operationally minimum, but I might need to go up to potentially 10 hours a week if there's work to be done. But again, that's taken 4 years to get there. So there's never a business you can fully automate. Like that's called software. And even then, like you want to grow the business. You don't want to keep it where it is. So long story short is no. Do you need to quit your job? No, not at all. There are a lot of people who do businesses really well, and a lot of people who can do over $1 million a year with a job. You just got to learn to outsource and manage people really well. That's what I'd say. So I hope that answers your question. Let me know in the comments down below. Olivia has mentioned, super thanks, Tom. Cool. Glad that was helpful. That's really good. Guys, if you've got questions, drop it down below. I'll see, or I'm just gonna sit here and talk about myself. So that would be quite funny. So what do we got here? So we got, how do I know if we are ungated in the category ASIN brand? Go find a product in that category ASIN or brand, see if you can sell it. That's it. Click I have one to sell, or get the ASIN, which is in the right category, for example, go back to inventory, add a product to your catalog, add it in, and it will tell you if you're gated or not. If you can list the product, you're not gated. Doesn't mean you won't get an IP complaint, which is why I recommend looking at the Fasttrack FBA brand checker, but it does mean you can sell it and you're not gating the category ASIN brand. If you can sell the product, you're not gating the category ASIN brand. Hope that makes sense. Seller Central, or add product to inventory, go from there. Freelance Quill, can we still become Amazon FBA sellers even we are from Asia and choose UK? Yep. Yeah, I lived in Vietnam for 2 years. I've met people doing millions on Amazon, you know, from Vietnam, ironically. There is a list of, I will just do it. There's a list of countries which you can create, like basically when you create an Amazon selling account, you need to prove your ID. And there is a certain list of countries that they'll accept. Not the ID, but you can't, like, I think like maybe like Afghanistan is one of the countries Amazon won't allow people to create accounts if you're an Afghani national. So that's just an example. I don't know if it is true, but like there is a list of nationalities who can create a list of selling on Amazon. So check yourself. I don't know whether you'd be on there. Like else is, you know, Japan's got an Amazon marketplace. You do that. Singapore's got an Amazon marketplace. So they're from Asia. They can definitely sell on it. I'm sure Korea can. Just check if you can do it. And then also as well, if you want to, you know, whether it be Singapore, Japan, or US or UK, if you can open it in one country, you can open it in all of them. They have what's known as global selling programs, so you can do that. And then how much do we need to start? Don't know. How long is a piece of string? Minimum about $1,000. I mean, absolute minimum. Ideally $5,000, if not 10. If you can do 10, you're going to be onto a good start. Again, what you can afford to lose. I will say that, what you can afford to lose. Why? Because you should never start something with money that you can't afford to lose, because I promise you, you are going to make mistakes, things will go wrong, and you are going to lose some money, maybe even all of the money, because majority of businesses fail. And even if Amazon, while us YouTubers, Instagrammers thing make it look easy, still the majority of people I reckon start on Amazon do lose money and probably fail. Like it's not everyone's successful. So again, you've got to be willing to lose that money. But if you're willing to work hard, learn from your mistakes, I think you should be fine. Like it's not the hardest business model in the world. But I think it should be fun. I hope that makes sense. Freelance Quill, let me know in the comments down below if that's helpful. Magic Gem has come back. Do you feel that Amazon is getting slower in listing shipments? I'm guessing you don't mean listing. I mean, you actually, because listing takes like seconds. I mean, I'm guessing you mean like maybe getting shipments live. So you've got two parts, the shipment to Amazon itself. No, I don't think it's really much slow. If I have a quick look, let me just have a quick look on stats. I can tell you in the UK and the US, actually, if you ever wanted to know. UK inventory, no, we're still running about 10 days from the moment we buy to the moment it gets delivered, about 10 days for it to go into Amazon. Stuff going live, possibly, because they're moving around. There's more fulfillment centers, more distribution, that happens. Also, HGV drivers in the UK, if you're having that problem, that could be a bit of logistics. What else? You've got problems around, but then also Amazon do things like Head Start, whereby because they can detect when the shipment's going to come in and when they should be checking in, they can make it go live on sale sooner. So in theory, I'd probably say no. And don't get me wrong, I think Amazon is fully well aware. They're not stupid. They know they want to get your stocks on sale as quick as possible. So they're going to be very, very mindful about trying to list that as quick as possible because they want it to happen. So I'd probably say no. I'd probably disagree. I hope that makes sense, Magic Gem. Let me know your thoughts if you're seeing it. Track it every single day, every single week. See what's going on. Like, unsee one of the other metrics I'll probably say about that is about listing is if what you are saying is correct, I would expect to see the the time period that it takes for you before you can raise an investigation into a shipment, I think maybe it's like 60 days now. I'd expect to see that increase because Amazon would be identifying that it's taking longer to ship in shipments, and as a result, they need more time to investigate for long ones. So I would expect to see Amazon's own internal policy on that increasing to account for the fact they're shipping in longer. So long story short, I'm not seeing evidence of that. It takes about 25 days on average to go live. Yeah, and I think that might just be it. It might be some of the products, it might be the warehouses being shipped to. Track it, look at it. For us, it's taking about 10 days to get into Amazon, probably another 5 on top of that, so like 15. Not too long. We'll see. The US, we saw a real problem, but again, there's component parts to this. You say about 25 days to go live. Cool. How long does it take from it to the moment you go from like your prep center into Amazon? That's another question. So that's a big one. Where's the delays, and also how you can speed it up. We're really good at watching our prep center and watching their time and saying, hey, what's going on? So we're always shipping. We're always like, hey guys, how are you getting with that order? Let's get it shipped. Really appreciate it. That's good. So I hope that makes sense. And you said thank you very much. Cool. Blaine's come back. How did you increase sales that fast in just a few months? Not many people can do that. What should we be focusing on to do that? Interesting. So 2 things I'd really suggest is, if you think about it from like, this is like going from like 80,000 to 300,000 in 12 months. That is quite a big jump. It's about team. You cannot do this yourself. So 2 things that really do. We got Amazon loans. I talked about that. We got a big Amazon loan, came in like 7 months ago. We've always been driving it. So Amazon loan, the first one was about 7 months ago, 120,000. Then we got another one. The next month was 131. So you got a net difference of like 10,000. But because we'd already paid off like some money, just eating the hair. Because we already paid off some money, not only did we get the 10,000 extra, we'd already paid off 20,000, so we got an extra 30,000 back out again. So we delayed the onset of the second loan so we could pay some of the first loan back. And instead of getting got it. Sorry, I ate an eyelash. And then instead of getting just the 10,000 pound difference, we reduced our first loan down from 121 down to 90,000, and then we took out 130. So we took the difference out, which gave like 40,000 back. Then as a result, we grew the revenue massively. And we did that really through a team. We had to be very strategic about it, because going from, don't get me wrong, like going from £8,000 spend, £8,000 revenue 1 month to 30,000 is a big jump, but going from 80 to 300,000 is still a proportionally big jump, but physically it's a lot more. And what does that mean? Well, it means that we identified quite early on that we needed to scale our team. So I don't do any purchasing. We have a purchasing manager and a purchasing assistant. They're both full-time. We worked very hard with them to make them as efficient as possible. And what does that mean? Well, each individual purchasing person can spend, we think, £40,000 in stock per week. So, and if I put it in perspective, 5 months ago, they were only spending 20,000 a week. So the question was about how can we make them more efficient? So we managed to drive their spending from 20 to 40,000. So not only were we like hiring more people, we were making each individual person more efficient. And then what we're doing is measuring the whole business model and measuring the variables behind it to try and drive efficiencies in that. So what does that mean? Where we look at the spend of each individual sourcer. So how much are we spending on the deals that the sources are providing every single week? One of my top performers is probably doing like 11 to 15,000 pounds worth of stock. We're spending, we're spending 11 to 15,000 pounds worth of cash on their deals every single week, which is massive. So it's all the component parts, like how much are we spending on each sourcer, who's doing really well, who's not, how can we get the ones that are not closer to the ones who are doing well? So let's level up sources. Also as well, let's hire more sources. So we have like 8. Also, having the VA Academy is really helpful. We can literally just go to someone else and say, can you find us, we need like 3 sources. Like we did that for like 2 months ago. She went, 3 more sources, please, let's make it happen. Because 2 months ago, we were strategically thinking about Q4 now. So now these guys are adding £10,000 spend into our business after 2 months, which is crazy. Why? Because we've thrown them with some of our best sources. So lots of sources, finding lots of deals, which is great. Then also as well, the purchasing. So we've been working with them massively, improving efficiency. not only that, like just working with them, like saying like you shouldn't be spending much time reviewing deals. We're really looking on a micro level to try and deal with the micro problems so we can scale them up bigger. Again, taking them from 20,000 spend per week to 40,000 per week, and we've got two of them, so that's now 80,000 spend per week. And also, if you just do the math, if you want to hit a million over, or say 500,000 in a month, how does that break down? And what's your ratios? And then the other one is speaking to the warehouse, logistics, operations. How do we manage that? Systems in place. So like we have some custom software we use that really helps out with that. And then in addition to that as well, the admin VAs. My God, like you're spending like 80,000 a week. Getting the invoices is hard, like super hard. So we've now got 3 admin VAs. We're looking at going on maybe another 2 on board, so that will take up to 5. And that's 3 companies I have. So again, it's all operations. And then what's my job? My job in that, and also we've got an ops manager now who runs both companies, Amazon businesses. So my job, what do I look at? I look at really kind of metrics around like revenue. We look at spend on replenishables. We look at also as well physical spend every week. That's the one real measure. I'm looking at how much money you're spending, because if you spend more money, we'll have more stock, we'll make more revenue. And then also as well, so I'm really clearly defining, like, I'm like, hey guys, how can we spend more money this week? Every week, it's not like you need to spend more money, spend more money. Like, no, not at all. It's very much around like, hey guys, if we were going to spend more money next week, how would we do it? What barriers are you facing this week? We're trying to learn, and it's not about pressure on buy. It's very much around a good quality conversation about what are the challenges you're facing and how can I help you as a business leader to help you overcome those challenges? And if that's people, if that's processes, if that's software, if that's systems, or if it's cash, my job is to go out there and solve that problem to help them do what they are doing better every single day. And really, that's it. I mean, we track so many different metrics across our business. We look at inventory speed, age of inventory, IP complaints, etc. And I'm just having constant conversations around that, and it's a very supportive conversation about if we could do more, how would we do it? What would be the challenges you're facing right now? And I'd probably say the way we do it is, if you took it over a quarter, it'd probably be like 1 month is very supportive, like helping them grow forward. We're trying to understand the problems and to help overcome them. Then the next month would be like, let's set a really big challenging goal. So like, hey guys, can we do like £100,000 spend this month or this week? And then finally, the third quarter would be like, let's just ease the pressure off and let them kind of catch up, take a breather, learn from it, let's listen, and then go back through that cycle. So hopefully that makes sense for you. And it's not always about target. This is always about long term. I'm not interested in trying to break 1 million this year. I'm interested in where I'm going to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time. And I want a great system. I want a great team that are motivated, happy, and we're achieving great results. But at the end of the day, it's got to be that the team feels supported, the team enjoy what they're doing, and they're getting on with it. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be the one doing it. Like, they're the ones, the experts. So I'm here to help them achieve that overall goal. So I hope that makes sense. Really working with people, trying to have a collective thing. And every time you see things in the right direction, i.e. like, this is the goal, this is what we're doing, go, like celebrating it, that is super important. So that's what we're doing. But hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments down below. Magic Gem, thanks very much. Guys, if you've got questions, I've got about 5 minutes left. I will quick fire any questions, and then obviously I will jump off, but I'll be finishing on the hour. So we got here, thank you, Tom. Cool. No, thank you for joining. Honestly, thank you for spending time. Blaine's come back. Tracking profitability of SKUs must be difficult. How do you track properly over 100,000 SKUs accurately? We have profit software. Look, at the end of the day, you don't really care. Like, long story short is, manage your business on a holistic level, the whole hierarchical, everything. Like, what do we track? We don't track individual SKU performance. I'm not interested in that. I track overall performance of ROI on a weekly basis. We can see the trend in that. But I'm not really even interested in that. I am interested in that as a measure. But what am I actually interested in? I'm actually interested in physical cash profits. How much physical cash am I making every single week? And if I see that is growing, I'm happy. Even if I see the margin is decreasing, but I'm getting more physical cash, I'm happy. Because you know what? I'd much rather have more cash in the bank than I would a better margin. Like, if my margin's going up, but the amount of cash I'm making is going down, that's not a good thing. I want to make cash profits. So I'm tracking that. That's probably my core metric of like ultimate output. So what do we do? Well, we have conversations around individual products. So we might be like, okay, guys, how are we looking performing? Well, it looks like we're doing pretty well. Maybe the products. Okay, so I don't do it. My team do it. Like, so then their job is to look at the different products and to go, okay, cool. Let's, if we were going to trim 10% of our SKUs, what would they be? They look at the 10 bottom SKUs. I'm not going to restock them, but what are the best ones? Let's restock them. And that's just a process. We don't even track the profitability of individual SKUs. We just say, if it's making us money, keep buying it. That's it, until it stops making money. And even if we buy a deal, like we're buying like 100 units or something, and then tomorrow the prices crash, and we're losing money, we're like, okay, cool. Well, look, we never look at the product in isolation. We'll always look at it over the time of that product. Say we had a really good time, we're making lots of money. Yes, we should have bought some more deals here, but unfortunately the market changed and now we've lost money on that product. But overall, the product still made us money. Let's keep doing it. You win some, you lose some. We're at the mercy of the markets. I don't track individual profitability. We have great software that does that for you, and again, build great processes and that allow you. Those processes have got to scale. And I always ask the question: we're doing this today, but is this possible? We're doing this today with like 10 SKUs. Is this going to be possible with 1,000 SKUs? And if it isn't possible with 1,000 SKUs, well, this process you've just made isn't good enough. It needs to be able to scale to 1,000. So that's about long-term mindset. Hope that makes sense, Blaine. Great question, by the way. Really, really great question. When to hire a VA, manual sourcing better than software? Not my place to say. I do all manual sourcing. I don't use software. I think the question out there I'd ask is like, you can use software in wholesale, but I think it's always supplemented by manual. When to hire a VA? Minimum £4,000, $5,000 in available spend or cash free that you're not spending every month because you got to payroll them. And that's about it, really. Come speak to us at the Fasttrack VA Academy if you are interested. That's fasttrackfba.com/VA. We have hired over 300 VAs for people in their businesses. We charge a one-time fee, a placement fee. That's it. We find, hire, train, and support you for 12 weeks. Really good, really good. But I'm not here to promote it. But I think for you, that's going to be, about for you is when you're ready and you've got the cash available. Also, as well, if you are going to hire a VA, it takes 3 months for them to start adding value to your business. Do not hire a VA today thinking that tomorrow they're going to be finding you lots of deals and you're going to be profitable. It doesn't work like that. This is a long-term game. I showed you a beautiful graph. We grew from like, we grew from like 80,000 up to 300,000. That wasn't because here I hired a VA and then it didn't know. Like, when we're looking up here, I'm making decisions here, I can't do it right. I'm making decisions here about what's going to happen here. Like, we're working 3 months ahead. That's the important thing. Last question for the day, guys, then we're going to finish up. What are the pros and cons of launching products for the first time during Q4? Well, if you haven't launched it already now, I probably wouldn't recommend doing it. You can do it. It's just going to be hard. If you've never launched a product before, hey, look, at the end of the day, whether it's Q4 or not, like, I wouldn't be launching a specific Christmas only product like a Santa Claus thing. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like trying to launch a product which is going to work all year round. But whether you launch it in Q1, Q2, 3, Q4 doesn't really matter. Just get the thing launched, get going, learn from it. Don't wait, just make it happen. You might get some really good sales during Christmas. So if you're trying to launch a specific product for Q4, just the Q4 period, I would avoid it. I'd probably do something which is all year round sales. But if it's an all year round product, get it in ASAP. JFDI, man, just do it. That's my thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure answering your questions. I just want to say thank you so much for joining, listening, spending your morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, with me asking the questions. Hopefully you can see we do a lot of content on the YouTube channel to help you in your business about what I'm learning, but also as well, this session now is very much about answering your questions and giving you my thoughts. So hopefully it's been value adding for you. Hopefully you found it useful. And I just want to say thank you so much. Amazon's an amazing opportunity. If you're not doing it, I'm not saying jump in and start doing it. Like any business, it has risks. A lot of people do fail. But I think if you're willing to put in the hard work, ask lots of questions and learn from your mistakes, and my God, we're even making mistakes even today, you can do well. So, from me to all of you, thank you so much for joining. It's been a real pleasure. This is I spend this time every day or every week, sorry, at this time for 1 hour. So this is like 9 a.m. Mexico City time. I'm not too sure if I kind of shout it out. We'll start around about like 3 p.m. London time, and yeah, it's about 11 p.m. Philippines time. So hopefully it's been helpful. If it has, give me a big like, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. But for me, Thomas Parkinson in Mexico City, and obviously selling on Amazon UK, USA, thank you so much. But hey, peace out, stay safe, and keep smashing your business. Bye.